those looks, you know. The dressing room has been full of women throughout the interval. It's been the WI on heat in there. They've been banging on his floor for the last 20 minutes and he won't let them out. So I'm just going to fill in for a moment with a completely pointless song, really, all about a parrot. High, high up in the air, a parrot flew in Berkeley Square, looking all around, till he saw a pretty dove down on the ground. And he flew down, and he had his wicked way with her. Ooh. And as he flew away, he heard her say, I'm a little dove, and I've had a little love. I'm a little dove, and I liked it. High, high up in the air, a parrot flew in Berkeley Square, looking all around, till he saw a pretty tit down on the ground. And he flew down, and he had his wicked way with her. Ooh. And as he flew away, he heard her say, I'm a little tit, and I've had a little bit. I'm a little tit, and I liked it. High, high up in the air, a parrot flew in Berkeley Square, looking all around, till he saw a pretty duck down on the ground. I love the smell of fear, ladies. And he flew down, and he had his wicked way with her. Oh. And as he flew away, he heard her say, I'm a little drake, and you've made a big mistake. I'm a little drake, and I liked it. Quack, quack.
Did you mention a parrot in that?
I did mention a parrot, yes.
Funny you should mention that. That great Titanic film that's been on recently, you wonder where the butterfly brain's going now, don't you? And there was a magician on the Titanic, and on its first vacant voyage, as we now know, and they said, we're thinking of having a ship's parrot on the stage with you. And he looked at it, blue and gold parrot, thought that's a nice bit of colour. So on that first night he was doing his act, he did a card trick. And the parrot said, that to the audience, that went up his sleeve, that, did you spot it? Looked at the parrot, does another card trick, popped that one in his pocket, keep an eye on him. Couldn't believe it. Then he's doing a thing with billiard balls, and he said he swapped the red and the green. Did you spot him doing that? And the ship hit the iceberg and sank. And the magician, panic-stricken, is swimming through the stormy waters, and he came across a little raft, and he pulled himself up and thought, oh, thank God. And the ship's parrot fluttered down and landed behind him. And the parrot looked where the ship had been and said, now that was good. Talking of parrots, I've got a...
Are you on the theme here?
I know, I've got a theme emerging. I'm known for parrot jokes, the word's gone round. My absolute favourite, a woman saw in the shop, blue and gold parrot, and she said to the man, God, he's gorgeous, how much? He said, 20 quid. She said, 20 pounds, he's beautiful. He said, well, I've got to be honest with you, he's got a bit of form, a bit of history. He was in a brothel, and to put it delicately, he's got quite an extensive vocabulary. And she thought, 20 pounds, I'll take a chance on that. And she took the parrot back to her flat. And she took the cover off, and the parrot looked round and said, new place, very nice. And her two daughters walked in, and the parrot said, new place, new girls, very nice indeed. And her husband walked in, and the parrot said, hello, Keith. Game on, parrots. The guy said to his mate, my parrot's swearing a lot, driving me mad. His mate said, stick him in the fridge for 5 minutes, he might get the message. So he said to his parrot, "Are you going to stop swearing?" And the parrot said, "Why don't you?" So he got over the parrot, put it in the fridge, shut the door, 5 minutes and took it out again. "You're going to stop swearing?" The parrot said, "All right." And the parrot looked back in the fridge and said, "What did that chicken do?" The theme, I told you how much I love Jewish humour. We were in Norwich. This has nothing to do with the story. The word's gone round about me. And this man came up to me and said, "You like parrot jokes, don't you?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Jewish parrot joke." I said, "I'm listening. What's that?" Maury, the dear stereotype, goes in the shop and there's a parrot on a perch going, "That's a counter doing our service." He said, "I can't believe this." And he said to the man, "That's amazing, how much?" The man said, "I'm sorry, £100." He said, "I'm taking it." And he got the parrot, he went to show the synagogue, and they all said, "What are you doing with that parrot?" He said, "You won't believe this parrot. He can do a canter doing our service." And they said, "Oh, stop it." He said, "Put your bets on." Collects a lot of money. They're all there, the parrot's up there, he's at the back going, nothing. Utter silence. He's humiliated. He has to pay out on all the bets. He's absolutely furious. And he took the parrot outside and he shook it. He said, "Why did you stay silent?" And the parrot said, "Maury, think of the odds next week." Your involvement yet again in the show. The bucket, a lot of you saw it, and thank you for it. As you came in, paper and pens, and put something there, so I've got to live dangerously now. And let's see how we go. Game on, eyes down. First bit of paper. Have you heard from Mrs. Trellis lately? Mrs. Trellis is our correspondent on the radio show that he and I have been doing since before sound. But we might be talking about that later. Who knows? What's in the project? Oh, Wales. Oh, right, there's a man in the pub sounding off. He's had a few, and he's sounding off about Wales, and it was awful. Only two decent things ever came out of Wales, rugby and prostitutes. And the man next to him said, "Excuse me, my wife's Welsh." He said, "What team does she play for?" Here we go. If I don't get to yours, I apologise. This is brimming in here. How much was the doggy in The Widow? What? I love that. Dogs. Veterinary surgeon. We've touched on veterinary surgeons.
Well, some other ones, aren't there?
Well, yeah, the man walks into the vet's. Keep up with me, won't you? The man walks into the vet, and the vet said, "Say ah." The man said, "There's nothing wrong with me." He said, "No, your dog's died." Now, what? The man went, "Do groan, can't see acoustics." The man went in with his Rottweiler, and the vet said, "I want to see him in the daylight," and picked the Rottweiler up, went over the window and said, "Sorry, got to put him down." He said, "Why?" He said, "Bloody heavy."
I think it is running on catch now.
No. Onward, onward. Let's see how many we can do. Telephone voice. Oh, yes, we all know about telephone. It's a world of mobiles now, isn't it? Mobiles. Everywhere you see the zombies on the phone and a guy's at a dinner, and there's a mobile phone there, and it goes off, and he picks it up. "Hello? Your birthday, darling. I love you very much. I love what dress?" "The dress we saw in the shop." "I love you. Happy birthday. That dress is yours. I'll speak to them." Put it down. Goes again. Picks it up. "Hello? I wish you a happy birthday, dear. What car?" "Porsche in the showroom. It's been many years. I love you very much. That car is yours. It will be sorted." Put it down. Then he held it up and said, "Who left this here?" Oh, here we go. When I told my son who we were seeing tonight, he said, "I'm sorry, I don't have a clue who he is." If you read this out, will you get a writing credit? I mentioned the radio show already, haven't I? They go Humphrey Littleton, and we lost Humph, and Jack D now does a brilliant job. But when we lost Humphrey, and we said, that's it, it's over, and we didn't do it for a year. And the BBC wanted us back. And we did 6 shows, 2 with Stephen Fry, who was too knowing, 2 with Bob Brydon, who was excellent, he did it when Humphrey was in the hospital, and 2 with Jack D, sarcastic and detached, we thought, Jack D. And he was very modest, he said, I can't fill those shoes, I'll just try and do the job, and of course he's just done. I think I'm smiling down on him. And one of the first shows we ever, this is true, we ever did with Jack was the Rose Theatre, Kingston in Surrey. And in the middle of the recording, a man in the audience said very loudly, not the same without Humphrey Lyttelton, is it? Terrible silence. And Jack Dean said, ah, dear Hump, wonder where he is now. I envy him. Brilliant. But the great Lyttelton, I mean, what a man. He used to tell the story, he went up to Yorkshire before sat-nav and everything, and the band were in another car, and he was in one car, and he's in Yorkshire, and he got lost. And he saw a man by the side of the road, and he drove over and said, good afternoon. Good afternoon. He said, do you know the Bradford turn-off? And the man said, I should do, I married her.
Actually, wasn't it actually in that chamber you bumped into a man with his son with him? And the man asked you about Mornington Crescent.
Oh yes, this is true,
yeah.
Local stuff. Yeah. Mornington Crescent, probably know game we play on the radio show. And this is true. A man and his 12-year-old boy, I think it was. And this man said, you must be bored with this, I do apologise. What's Mornington Crescent all about? And this 12-year-old boy said, it's all bollocks. I'd like to meet him again. Is this bucket registered? Answer no. If I don't get to yours, I'll say it again, I apologise. There's so many in here, it's lovely.
They're written upside down?
Yes, indeed, on one side of the paper. Barry, you have clearly found the elixir of eternal life. Please tell us what it is, Joe and Steve. Well, I'm 83. In my head, you know, I'm middle-aged, and then you stop and think, how many 166-year-old men do you know? No, but it's a great age. 80 is a great age to become a father. Because you don't have to get up 5 times a night anyway. Should she stay or should she go? Oh boy, who can that refer to? Surely not our Prime Minister. Oh dear. Strictly beckons, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh. No, it's, whatever your politics, it's chaos at the moment. You need a good opposition, don't you, in politics? Both parties all over the place. Chaos, chaos. And somebody said politicians are like nappies. They should be changed frequently, and for the same reason. I had a reunion recently. I met David Owen and Shirley Williams, and I got involved, do you remember the SDP years ago? Like a bad hand at Scrabble, isn't it, SDP? We were reminiscing, and the late Lord Roy Jenkins, and they told a story about Roy Jenkins addressing the press in Warrington. And Roy assured the press in Warrington that there was no rancour in the party. One of my favourite stories, a lovely guy called Geoffrey Dickens, the late Geoffrey Dickens, MP for Saddleworth. And he opened a fete in his constituency. And, you know, he'd signed autographs and bought raffle tickets, thrown balls of coconuts and everything. And he's walking about, and he came face to face with a woman with a very long, forbidding face. He said, hello, hello. And he moved over, and there she was again. Hello. Oh, there she is. And she was dogging his footsteps. It really got to him. And he finally shook her off and went home. And a few days later, he gets a letter. Dear Mr. Dickens, I must apologise for dogging your footsteps on Saturday. I'm a constituent and a fan. and I treasure a signed photograph. And it said, yours, Marjorie Braithwaite, in brackets, horse face. He thought, what a woman, what a sense of humour, bless her heart, she's going to have a photograph. So he got big 10 by 8, and he thought, what shall I put? She'd started it, I'd like to meet her again. He put to horse face at love, Geoffrey Dickens, and posted it. A couple of days later, his secretary said, did you get that letter from the lady at the fete? She said, I put horse face in brackets so you remember who she was. Dear Barry, I once sent you an idea for one song to the tune of another. Oh, did you? To the tune of another, The Laughing Policeman, to the tune of Deep Purple's Smoke on the Water. I apologise to you because we were going to do Laughing Policeman to something else, but I apologise. You never used it. Sad as Mr. Trump would say. It works. You give it a go. Well, suddenly we can't do. What we did do, what was it? My Old Man's a Dustman, to the tune of Heartbreak Hotel. Oh, yeah. Now, this is really impromptu. Can we ever go at that?
Oh, you want me to play it?
Yes. What else do I want you to do? Yes. The words of My Old Man's a Dustman, the tune of Heartbreak Hotel.
All right, here we go.
Well, here's a little story, tell it is a must, about an unsung hero who clears away your dust from you like a fortune. Well, that's what I mean. My man old that was, if that is living skin. Well, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat, he wears a couple of heavy trousers and he lives in the council flat, he looks a propaganda in his hobnail boots. He has such a job to pull them up that he calls them Daisy. Because the lid was open.
How often do you say that?
Sausages. This is from Stephen Jones. Ah! Theme emerging. Sausages. I refer to the great Humphrey Littleton. Yeah. He used to love saying to our audiences, do you realise you can buy a packet of sausages? And on the packet is a picture of the chef, Anthony Worrell Thompson. Underneath it says prick with a fork. I'm going to quote this verbatim because we all admired him so much, a man of wit and style, and real style. And, you know, I would never swear. The last gig, the last show he ever did with us, Harrogate Conference Centre, and it was a great night, and he's going into hospital the next day. So the next morning, we're all around the breakfast table in the hotel, and Humford ordered prunes. And he picked up one prune, tasted it, and he looked round the table, and he said, how can you fuck up a prune? Oh boy, it's one. Sausages. A man has been shown round a pig farm. I'm surprised myself there.
He did, yes.
And he saw a pig with a wooden leg. And he said to the farmer, what's that pig with a wooden leg? The farmer said, I'll tell you about that pig. He said, my wife was cooking in the kitchen and the fat caught fire. There was a fire in the kitchen. That pig barged her out of the kitchen, probably saved her life. The man said, that's amazing. Why's he got a wooden leg? He said, our son, the river was frozen over, he's playing on the ice and it's going to crack and he's going to fall in. The pig got hold of it in its mouth and got him off the rivers. Saved his life, probably. The man said, yes, fascinating, but why's he got a wooden leg? He said, I was in the combine harvester once. And he said, I was uphill and I must have left the handbrake off. And I get off the combine harvester, I'm down at the bottom hill. This big vehicle's coming at me and I can't hear it. This pig barged me out of the way of the combine harvester. The man said, this is amazing. Why has he got a wooden leg? He said, you don't need to pig like that all at once. Was it worth a trip, he asked me. Who has given you the greatest pleasure? Oh, well, to write for. Oh, yes. Here's a strange story. Years ago, there was a sort of BAFTA Awards, and the Muppets were on, and the great Jim Henson and Frank Oz couldn't write anything, and it was Ozzy and Kermit and all that. And they asked me to write something for the Muppets, and Princess Anne was there and everything, and I said, yeah, sure. And I thought, well, boy, writing for the Muppets. So I wrote a bit about, they were so fascinated, oh, what's that all there, Princess Anne, and all this went on. But Audrey Hepburn was flying in from Rome to pay tribute to the director Fred Zinnemann, who directed her in the Nun story. And they said, write something for Audrey. I said, oh, come on, she's going to come on and speak from her heart. You're being paid, write something for Audrey. The only time in my life, I sat at home, I thought, I am now Audrey Hepburn. And I wrote half a page of stuff, handed it in, forgot about it. My wife and I went to it on the night, and I have to say, immodestly, the Muppets thing went really well with Princess Anne laughing and everything. And then I suddenly remembered, Audrey Hepburn came on, looking stunning in a white dress, and did everything I'd written, word for word. And I thought, I don't believe that. I was quite proud of it, you know, nothing to do with comedy. And afterwards I met the great man, the director, Fred Zinnemann. He said, wasn't Audrey marvellous tonight? Button your lip. I wanted to say I wrote that. I mean, not a funny story, but a true one. Move on, you old fool. Which comedian did you most enjoy working with? From Eric and Ernie. I was so lucky the people I worked with, Eric and Ernie, well, Eric Morecambe, I mean, what can you say? Eric had a brilliant brain. He learned of a script. He learned every syllable, every word, but he could ad-lib, but he learned. And dear Ernie used to irritate him a bit, because Ernie was a slow learner, still carrying the script about. But there's a bit on YouTube, which is a wonderful moment. They're on their camera, just chatting away. And Eric Morecambe's talking about the bosses at the BBC. And he says, there they are, walking down the Powers of corridor. And then he said, pardon? He said, backwards, of course. The speed of them. And John Junkin and I were writing for the show, and the great Eddie Braben, of course. And we were going to have Vera Lynn, still with us very happily. Vera Lynn was a guest, and Eric Morecambe said to me and John, I think it'd be funny if Vera doesn't know we wanted to sing, and just walked away. Gave us the idea. John did it, I think, so we did it, and she did it perfectly. Ernie very effusively said, Vera Lynn! And the audience clapped. She came on. What are you going to sing for us, Vera? And she said, sorry? And now he's panicking. What are you going to sing for us, Vera? Oh, I didn't know you wanted me to sing. I thought I was just a guest. So Eric Morecambe was, come here, sunshine, what's going on? And they're over on their camera. And then he said, Vera doesn't know we wanted to sing. How can we get her to sing? And Eric said, short of starting another war, I've no idea. Working with David Frost, the old gang that we met all those years ago with goodies before they were the goodies, the Python before they were Python, it was a great era. And David Frost was amazing. He was the only man I ever knew who was doing two series at once, one in England, one in America. He lived on Concorde all the time, doing two shows, two different continents. And the joke was the stewardess came round once and said, I'm sorry, Mr. Frost, it's caviar again. Anyway, we saw him crossing the Atlantic, and he was just amazing, Frosty, in those days. I mean, what television host told to bring down an American president? Oh, where is he now when we need him? And he used to do a joke about Frosty. He had an open-top convertible car. They said if it started raining, David pressed a button on the dashboard, and it stopped raining.
Throw something in there. Somebody sent you a DVD, didn't they, about somebody who was on David Frost's show?
Oh yes. This was, I think it's even black and white, a DVD. Yeah. David's sitting on a settee, chatting to a man, excuse me, called Morty Ginty. Isn't that a wonderful name? from New York, and Morty Ginty told a story of a jewel robbery by an elephant. And the cops hear that this older man saw all this happening, and they get the old man in and say, "You saw it all happening." "I saw it happening." "Tell us what happened, sir." "This truck drove up, the elephant jumped out, rushed to the jeweller's window, bish bash smash, sucked up jewellery in its trunk, jumped in the truck, and the truck drove off. You saw all this, sir?" "Yes, I saw all this." "For the purposes of identification, sir, was it an African elephant or an Indian elephant?" "What's the difference?" "An African elephant has bigger ears than an Indian elephant." "How can I tell? He had a stocking over his head." Elephant. Terry Thomas, here are the topical names, who I work with. This was his favourite joke. An explorer's making his way through the jungle, and he comes to a clearing, and there's an elephant lying there, sort of moaning in pain, with a great big thorn sticking out of its leg. And he had some grease or cream in his bag, and he gently lubricates this thorn and gets it out the elephant's leg. And the elephant got to its feet and looked at him, and then lumbered out the clearing. And a year later, that man went to the circus, and he's sitting ringside at the front, and a chain of elephants came on, trunk to tail. And one of the elephants suddenly stopped and looked at him, detached itself from the line, and came over to him, picked him up in its trunk and threw him across the tent. It wasn't the same elephant. This elephant went into a park. There was a pianist playing in the corner. The elephant got his drink, lumbered over, and as it listened to music, a tear trickled from its eye. And the pianist said, "Bring back memories?" And the elephant said, "Oh yes, I recognise the keys." That's accent grown, it's hilarious. Most embarrassing event from Ron. Oh, well, this is a bit boastful, I can't remember. I'm shifting gears again, talking about embarrassing moments. I'll do it about an old friend, Tom O'Connor, an old friend. Failure's funny in our business. We all tell stories later about failure. Success isn't funny, but we call it dying, mark, violent death. Tom O'Connor said he was in a pub or something doing his act one night, and he said not a single thing was getting a laugh. It was really awful. He was sweating, he's humiliated, he wants to get off. And he told one joke, and he heard at the back of the room, and he said sarcastically, "Thank you, sir." And the man said, "I was smacking the sauce pot."
Embarrassing moments for you. It was only very, very mild, really. But you remember the Aylesbury duck joke in the first half? It was a wonderful occasion when Barry was going absolutely great guns. I've forgotten where we were. And he started telling the Aylesbury duck joke. And he didn't do the gesture with the finger up the parson's nose.
Yes.
And one thing I have learned in this business is never tell a comedian how to tell a... So I never said anything to him, thinking perhaps he found a new way to tell the joke. It was wonderful at the end of the joke, wasn't it? Because you said at the end, and the chef dropped his trousers and said, "You're the expert, you tell me." And the pianist fell off his seat laughing, all sympathy.
Yes.
And the audience went sort of ha ha ha, because they didn't get the joke.
I should have got you to tell it.
Yeah.
Should have retaliated. Oh, this is a good joke. Off and on. Yet again, I apologise if I haven't got to yours. What is the funniest joke you've ever heard? Oh, gracious. The first joke, one of the first jokes I ever told on the stage, I was at Leeds University. I'm BA English failed at Leeds University. Blue Eyes got to university and blew it for reasons I won't go into. I let everybody down. And yes, I always say I failed due to the outbreak of the Second World War, which was 16 years before, what upset me deeply. In fact, I was at the student show. And a guy came up to Leeds to see somebody, not me, saw me on the stage telling jokes and offered me work. I'd had a half-baked idea of being a journalist or a writer, but not show business. And I was pitchforked into it and discovered I quite enjoyed it. Anyway, what we're talking about. Oh yes, one of the first jokes ever told on the stage. A man driving down a country lane ran over a cockerel, and he was quite upset. There was a farmhouse right by the side of the road. Knocked on the door, woman opened the door, and said, "I appear to have killed your cockerel. I'd like to replace it." She said, "Please yourselves, the hens are round the back." The memories, somebody, I couldn't believe it, somebody found the script of that show, and the other one was a lion and a sheep in a restaurant, and the waitress comes to take the order, and the sheep said, "Do I have soup to start with? I think a nice liver pate and then a nice and everything." And the waiter said, and for you, sir?" And the lion said, "No, nothing for me." "No, nothing for you, sir? Aren't you hungry?" And the lion said, "If I was hungry, would he be sitting here?" Yes, it went that well then. But the jokes you hear. I was on the radio last Sunday on a program called Broadcasting House with my mate Paddy O'Connell, and we're two women journalists. We had a really good time. But he sort of looks at me now and again like, "You chip in here." And they were talking about painting and everything, and it suddenly popped out of my head. I said, Picasso was burgled, and he saw the burglar running away. And Picasso did a drawing of the burglar for the police. And the next day, they arrested a horse and a tin of sardines. And then on the radio, I heard the other day, Walter Matthau, great actor, telling a joke. He said, "Newly married couple, and the husband goes in the bathroom, there's a dead horse in the bathroom. Comes out and says to his wife, "There's a dead horse in the bathroom." She said, "I never said I was tidy." We've got to move on, I think. No, there's some left in the bucket. Now, what should we do now?
Well, I think maybe it's time for the big grand finale jokes.
The doorbell of a brothel rang. Nothing to do with the parrot. Nothing. By the way, did I mention this parrot went to the chiropodist? I didn't mention that, did I? And the chiropodist said, "What can I do for you?"
I think it's a moth.
It was a moth, not a parrot. There's my writing on the page.
Yes.
It was a moth, not a parrot. I'll rewind. This moth went to the chiropodist. How did he do with the parrot? As the coach arrived, your trousers when you're asleep. Someone's bothering now. This moth went to the chiropodist. The chiropodist said, "What can I do for you?" The moth said, "My wife's left me. My son's on drugs. My daughter's on the game. I'm in despair. I want to end it all." And the chiropodist said, "You should see a psychiatrist. Why don't you come see me?" And the moth said, "The light was on." It wasn't well. Doorbell of a brothel rang, and the man opened it, and there was a man with some 80 summers and even more winters, and he said, "I want Natalie, please." She said, "Natalie's the most expensive girl in the place." And he said, £1,000. He said, "There it is." Money changed hands. Couldn't believe it. Business was done. Next day, doorbell again. "I want Natalie, please." She said, "No, it's had Natalie twice, still £1,000. Money changed hands, business done." Third day, he said, £1,000, money changed hands. By now, everybody's intrigued, and including Natalie. And she said, "You interest me." She said, "Your accent, for instance, where are you from?"
Budapest.
And he said, "I'm from Budapest." And she said, "I've got a sister in Budapest." And the man said, "I know, she gave me £3,000 to give you." A morality tale for our times. Woman in bed with a man she shouldn't be, her husband was in Hong Kong. Classic start to any joke, the sound of a key in the lock. And she said to the man, "Get out, get out." And he scampered into the bathroom. And her husband entered, obviously unexpectedly early, and seeing his wife, as you might say, au naturel, he said, "What's all this about?" She said, oh, welcome home, darling. I have missed you. You must have jet lag. Come to bed. He said, oh, that's lovely. I'll just pop in the bathroom. And he went to the bathroom, and there was a man barefoot to the neck, going. He said, who are you? He said, counsel. He said, what are you doing? He said, your wife went up and said the flat was infested with moths. He said, but you're naked. And he looked at her. The bastard. Sequel, same scenario, sound of the key in the lock as before. As before, the woman said, get out. And he jumped through the window of what was fortunately a ground floor flat. Found himself in the street. He thought, here's a situation. A tide of joggers swept round the corner. He joined them and ran along. The man next to him said, got no clothes on? He said, no. Been jogging like this for years, let the air get to your body. Got no shoes on? No, hard as a feet, it's wonderful. He said, you have a condom on. He said, I've forgotten the last line of this. Fascinating, you've got me on it tonight. Yes?
I looked outside.
This is a great moment of improv. You were here with this. Right, you remember the plot? You have a condom on. He said, well, I got up this morning and thought it could rain.
Yes.
What's the destruction of my memory? This is wonderful. No, it's probably to do with age, do you think? I've already mentioned my age, haven't I? Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And, yes, 83... Sex at 83 is great. We live at 85. I don't know how long I've got left. I don't even buy green bananas. But my age, I don't do drugs. I can get the same effect standing up quickly. That's gone home. But this is for anybody in my time zone. I think there are a few. No, it's for all of you. Not a show. It's a party. Zimmer Frame Blues. Woke up this morning, but it seemed so long ago. Lord, I woke up this morning, but it seemed so long ago. My brain keeps saying yes, please, but my body still says no. I find my dolphins in the ashtray, my dentures on the floor. I'm going upstairs, but I can't recall what for. My short-term memory's shot to pieces, and I'll tell you something else. My short-term memory's shot to pieces, and I'll tell you something else.
Short-term memory's shot to pieces, and I'll tell you something else.
See where this is going, can't you? My short-term memory's shot to pieces, and I'll tell you something else. I've got migraine in my legs. My eyes are clouding over, they look just like 2 Fridays. My knees both crack like walnuts, and I must admit it's true. There is no doubt my back goes out more often than I do. I woke up this morning, said hello day and goodbye night. And then I did my press-ups, first the left eye, then the right. Sizzling, the noise just drives me mad. I'm looking in the mirror thinking, Jesus is my dad. I go to take a shower and I'm standing in a void. I realize I'm looking down at the unemployed. I woke up this morning, a one-man show, which is defence under the Trade Descriptions Act. Colin Sale. Unicorn. But I remembered some words said years ago by a man, I've never forgotten them, he says tonight. It's easy for a man to smile when life rolls along like a song, but a man is a man who can really smile when everything's going wrong. Adolf Hitler, 1945. That's it. How am I feeling at the moment? Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone right to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or home, you will always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Had a little drink about an hour ago, but it's gone much in my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or home, you will always hear me singing this song. Show me, I said show me the way to go home. Good night.
Good cat.